Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. Thank y'all for stopping in today. Let me fix this. Today's supposed to be the panel. I sent out a few requests. No one showed up, but that's okay. The show will go on. I see Jacob Tanje's on here. I believe Michael Beecher Life is maybe traveling. He was headed back home from the Philippines. But thank you, Jacob, for everything you do, man. I really, really appreciate it. I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers who'll be watching this on delay or replay. And also any new viewers and subscribers who are watching now. I'm down here in Zamboanga City. I arrived last night, and I tell you, it's the first night in a long time where I slept all the way through. I went to bed about 9:30 or 10. I took a shower, laid down, man. I woke up at 6:30. I haven't done that in a long time, man. So it tells you I was either tired or just got a comfortable ass bed here. But they did have some delicious special fried rice here in this hotel. This is LM Hotel. I stayed here last time. But really what it was, I caught the to-go at about 4 a.m. Wednesday morning. So it kind of messed my sleeping pattern up. Only got about 3 or 4 hours of sleep. So I was tired. The exchange rate right now is 58.38, which is phenomenal still. People are talking about it's going down. I haven't seen it go down. It hasn't dipped below 58 in a long, long time. Yeah, I love the Chinese. Said a pound of one. Yeah, I said TJ just got back from Thailand, and I wanted to grill him on that weed situation over there. I know he's got a high-profile job, but I was going to be able to do it in a way that it could keep him in the middle, not get him in too much trouble. Because when I was there, they had just approved the law of making weed legal. But, okay. Eric, send me I'm going to put it on I'm going to send you the link because it would be great, man, to get your perspective, Eric. I'm going to send you the link in your Facebook Messenger. Join me, man, because this guy, Eric Terry, man, and you talking about taking advantage of your time over here. He was a great manager of time. And, he's one of these sophisticated travelers that I don't usually meet over here. A doctor's degree, PhD, and, he had kind of money where he could do anything he wanted to do. And he's well traveled, man. And I enjoyed my time. We went to Thailand together. And thank you. He adjusted his schedule so that we could be there together, man. See, that's the type of community I'm trying to start over here. It's not about egos or nothing like that. But yeah, I'm going to invite you on here, man, because, I want to hear his perspective. And, we really had a good time, man. I had a great time. He went on down to Phuket and some different places, which, I don't know. It's a stupid phone of mine. I'm going to have to send it to you just a minute, Eric. I'll send it to you. I've got to start this phone over. But he went on down to Phuket and stayed in some 5-star place. And I went on to Pattaya. That's how they pronounce it. I was calling it Pattaya. But I'm glad I did. That's when I ran into Chocolate Man, man. And Chocolate Man is the real deal. If you ever in Pattaya and You look him up. I mean, because he came and, and met me. He reached out to me. He saw I was there. He sent me a message. He said, hey, where are you? I told him where I was. We met at a little coffee place. Right across, man, it was just a beautiful. I fell in love with that patio, with that beach road. But yeah, he's a real deal, man. He's a younger guy. Yeah, younger than me. I think he's still in his 40s. And he's really living the life over there. And he lives by himself. He's got a girlfriend, but he lives by himself, man. I say, man, bravo. How did you figure that out? Derek Casanova says, is Buck and the preacher still mad? I hope not. I sent them a message out to him to, get in contact with me, man. Let's bury the hatchet, so to speak, man. Ain't nothing. Life's too short for that foolishness, man. What could I possibly have said to ruffle anybody's feathers on this channel? I don't get it. What's up, Anthony? He said, good morning, Cal. How are you, man? DuPont, Washington here. All right. I'm doing great, man. I'll be seeing my son later. He doesn't have school today, so I'm excited because, me and him, we like to go to the movies. That's what we do in the Philippines. And that Black Adam is here, and he'll like that. He wanted to see The Batman the last time I was here, but it was rated R. So I'm glad that this Black Adam is rated PG because, we went to see Black Panther together. So many movies we went to see together. Even over here, me and him, down here in Zamboanga, we saw, what was the last Marvel, the final where they finally took down the big guy with the 5 rings or whatever it was. We saw that here, man. It was fun. I did have some news for you guys, if anybody's interested. Miss Argentina 2020 and Miss Puerto Rico 2020 got married. What a waste of pussy, man. But they got married, guys, if anybody's interested in that. What's up, Leonard? He said, hey, I need to talk to you. You got it in all capitals, man. What's going on, man? James Sims says, you find the Filipinos prefer white men over black men. No, they prefer if you got some money, if you can take care of them. Fred hadn't been feeling good, man. I messaged Fred. I don't know if it was something that Fred ate or just the travel that got to him over there. Well, he was over here in the Philippines. But he messaged me back. He said, Calvin, I'm sorry I missed the panel last time. He said, but I'm under the weather. I think it was just the travel. I don't know, but hopefully he'll come on before it's over with. Hey, Kashif and Lynn says, not a morning person, Uncle Cal. Just tuning in, brother, watching while cooking breakfast. I hear you, man. Is that your profile picture? You're looking good on there, brother. Good selection. What's up, Yusuf? Yeah, he says, any updates on the ambassador? Yeah, well, I watch Jennifer Terry. She found her niche, man. And that's what I would tell anybody if you're going to start a YouTube channel. You got to find a niche. And she's taking hers to a whole other level. She was talking about that, and it's supposed to start November the 4th. You can come in here unvaccinated, but the unvaccinated need the rapid antigen test 24 hours before you come in here. There's no more quarantine and all of that. Philippines is fully opening, man. But, like I said, so far, this president, man, he's progressive, man. He's trying to get things done. I'm going to stay out of that politics, but I'm just saying the moves he's making is, he took away the mask real quick, inside and outside. It's optional now. It's voluntary, except on public transportation. Now he's opening up the country. He said, come on in. Because the Philippines is like a sleeping giant, guys. Y'all think I'm playing. In 10 years, this place, if he continues to make some of the changes he's making and they translate over into some economics. Man, this place is going to be on fire in the next 10 years. What's up, Retired 2019? It's been a while, man. I hope I didn't make you mad. Hell, you used to be a anchor of the damn live stream, man. Come on, guys. When you coming over here, by the way? What's up, Coach J2 Trio? What's up? That's my homeboy he's from Bardstown, Kentucky. But I think he's living outside of Seattle now. He's doing good, man. He's another brother. He's well-traveled. He came to see me. This is the brother here, actually. I'm going to call you out, Jay, that introduced me to Jim of the True. I got to give you your props, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. You brought that fine mug over to my house and damn near got me killed. Because Jim had on a mini skirt, man. I mean, it was a mini skirt. And you know, she's got them big track legs where she looks like she runs track. And I said, this guy done picked him out a gym. But yeah, thanks, man. And he just asked me, could I help him, man? Because he said they're good people, and he was right. It is. They're really good people, man. They came to my meet and greet. That soul, she was sloppy drunk. I mean, she was drinking, you know, because I had bought wine, too, for the ladies. I bought that, what do you call that? Amber Mist or something? Is that what they call it? They started out with that. Then she started drinking that Aston Martin. Then she started drinking Chivas Regal. She was sloppy, man. But thanks for that super chat, brother. He said, hey, man, still in a minute to check you out while on a quick break. Stay up, my brother, and see you in December. Yeah, man, and I'm sending my condolences again to you and your family on the loss of your mother. I know it's a big loss, man. I haven't recovered. There's not a day goes by I don't think about my mother, and she died September the 18th, 1993. I mean, really. Yeah, we used to joke on Buck, man, but you know, it was all fun because he was joking back. But people get in people's ears, man. That's all, and they make it out a bigger deal than it is. Yeah, Ray, I'm going to see Black. I'm gonna take my son to see that today, man. I'm excited to see it because I like Rock. He's one of my favorite actors now. You know, he's not really a hell of an actor, but he's funny and everything. Yeah, I like that. Hollywood Baby says, hey, brother Cal, checking in tonight. I pray your son and family is going to be all right. Stay safe, bro. Yeah, thank you. They're back in the house, you know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's well taken care of emotionally. But I just don't like that living situation there. He could be living with me. I mean, I'm going to take him shopping, make sure he got everything he needs. I just want to let him know I'm here. That's one of the reasons I haven't went home to visit my other children and my family and friends because he's here. I made a promise I wasn't going to leave as long as he was here. His mother's supposed to be coming. You know, it's none of my business. I hope she does. It's been over 2 years. But yeah, I won't leave as long as she's here. And then I want to make sure I get Booby situated before I go anywhere anyway. Anybody's got that CRBA, it's a simple process, guys. And you know, I just wanted to give it a little time for Booby to get a little old. I think she's old enough now. She looks like me. It don't matter if they ask me for DNA, which they shouldn't, if you got everything, because we're going to have the pandemic on our side. You know, we was locked away for 6 months because they asked for pictures before, during, and after the pregnancy. Well, hell, she was barely showing when I left to come here in March of 2020. And of course, when I got back, Booby was already born. Booby was born a month premature. Abe Patterson says, hey, Calvin, unvaccinated travelers are welcome to enter the Philippines now. Yeah. According to her, the Department of Tourism or the DOH head, just he gives it November 4th to give all the government agencies and everything to. Yeah, Arbor Mist. Yeah, that's it. DJ Lord Buck, Arbor Mist. Yeah, I love LaShawn says, I understand I lost my mother last June. You know, it's one thing that I try to stress to women that don't know, because obviously his mother don't realize. You can be okay if your father's not there. I'm proof of that. Do you need your father? Absolutely, but you certainly need your mother. You know, it's just something she's irreplaceable, really. And I just don't understand it, you know. I knew when I was his age, if my mother and father would have left, man, I would have made it. And that's why I try to get here as much as I possibly can, you know. I was real close with the family before, man. Now, you know, with this happening, I just don't feel welcome, man. And it's just so awkward now. But I break through all of that to see my son. But I mean, I can't even take him when he was on his, you know, his school vacation. I'm like, come on, let me take him some places. Kashif and Lynn said, yeah, brother Cal, that's my updated profile pic with me and my lady. All thanks to your boots on the ground knowledge. Man, you're going to give me credit for that. Thanks, brother. I'm not really sure. You know, like I said, I sent Fred I'm trying to see here if he ever responded back. But I'm going to send Eric Cherry this link. I want him on here, man, to get. I like when people co-sign what I say. Let me send him the link, because I got this phone messes up sometimes. Sometimes I can't get my messenger. If somebody messages me and I click on it, it doesn't do anything. But yeah, let me do this real quick. Yeah, he's got some interesting takes on it. He was funny too. You know, you could tell it was his first time in the Philippines. You know, because he was like one guy, he said, one guy came here. Yeah, Eric, I sent you the link in your messenger. He says, I couldn't understand it. He said, I was looking at broke stuff that I couldn't believe that was still working. He said, I was trying to figure out how is it still working? And I said, yeah, it's your first time in the Philippines, man. It was funny, though. But, yeah, I don't know anything about Fred's situation. He hasn't messaged me back yet. I'm trying to, you know, send him a message. I hope he's okay. Yeah, see, he never sent me a message back. But he's looked at. I said, I hope you're feeling better, OG. If so, join me today on the live stream. Say hello to Lynn for me. That's his wife. He read it. So I don't know. He might be getting a tune-up right now. But Fred, hell, he still gets that engine tuned up. Hey, Snoof Keys said, catch you next year, Cal. Got a Kuri singlet for you. Mr. Philippines every day. What is that? I don't understand. Somebody, hope I don't get in trouble like I did with that monk mode. You know, I've been out of the loop over there. I don't know what's going on over there. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's an ugly club to be in. I tell you what, Jacob, Tanjay, he said I'm in that club I lost, man, June of 2018. Yeah, man, it's just something, man. For the first year, every night I dreamed about my mother as if she was still there. I mean, it was really, I couldn't let go, man. It was really a real dream, man. I mean, I had some crazy dreams too. Like we went to the cemetery and she got up out of the grave and said, you know, they're going to give me another chance and all of that, man. It was crazy, man. And I don't know, man. It's just, it was when my mother died, I knew that death was real. It was no more denying it. My father had even died before my mother. He died in 1991, but only when my mother died, I said, yeah, your black ass is leaving this planet. You gonna die. And I've been living ever since, really. John Gomez, thanks for that super chat. He says, I can't wait to get over there before this place becomes a repeat of the Handmaid's Tale series. Help me to that. You know, I don't watch a lot of television, not those series. I watched a good documentary on Netflix last night. If you ever never watched this, man, watch it. It gives you chills now knowing Kobe Bryant is dead. It's called The Redeem Team. When they won the gold medal in 2008, and Kobe Bryant, man, was, you know, they never put him in to the GOAT situation, which I think the GOAT argument is stupid anyway, but he was a phenomenal human being, man, because all they basically added was him to the 2004 team that lost, that won the bronze. The only change was the coach, Coach K, and Kobe Bryant. He was just one of them guys, man. He was a leader, man. He was a motivator. If you never watched it, man, watch it if you got Netflix. It's called The Redeem Team. It was a great documentary. See, that's the type of stuff I watch. I can't watch those ongoing series because I can't get into fantasy a lot unless I'm at the movies. But when I don't read about, all my books are real books. And whenever I turn on YouTube or anything, I'm looking for a documentary. I'm looking for something real. The barber says, shit, I need a tune up now. Man, you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one. Hell, I've got a mechanic sitting at home right now, probably watching this live stream, and you know, it ain't gonna do me no good here in Zamboanga. That's why I'm glad I slept all the way through last night. Yusuf says, any Canadians on here who feel like Canada is going downhill and getting worse? Yeah, he says, Calvin, our monthly budget is holding up. Yeah, it is, you know. But, you know, one thing that I can honestly say, you got to have your money management skills on point over here in the Philippines. Because outside of rent and labor and a few other things, man, it's not really cheap over here. I'm going to do a video on that. You know, it's called Only the Strong Survive over here. You know, nothing's what it seems over here. You know, you look at these women, you think they're innocent meat, but really they're man eaters over here, man. Just, you know, by default, they can't be nothing but man eaters, man. And that's what they draw us in. It's like, wow, we're done. But people tell you, if you think it's cheap over here, why do so many people go broke over here then? It can be if you adjust your spending habits and your lifestyle to coincide with the Philippines. But a lot of us, who can do, it's hard to do. It takes years to do that. I just now was able to do it. And then one thing that Maryland taught me, which somebody probably told me before, I like to, when I'm spending money, man, I want to see what I'm spending it on. That's the reason I got that house and lot. Even though I gave it to her and the kids, I want to see where my money's going. I just don't want to throw it up like I was. And when I came here, I had $17,000 cash when I came here December 5th, 2018. And I had about between $1,900 and $2,000 coming in monthly at that time. You know, and I was going to build a house. I didn't know what kind of house I could build, obviously, but I wanted to build a house, but they talked me out of it, man, because they couldn't wrap their mind around me spending a million pesos on a house. See, y'all don't believe me. 1 million pesos is a lot of money over here. And they just couldn't see it. They was talking about, you know, because they already had the land. They were talking about 150 to 200,000. No. And so I nickeled and dimed it away, going to Boracay, Bohol, Bantayan Island, everywhere you could go, Camotes Island. And before you know it, hell, I had about 5,000 or 6,000 left, and with nothing to show for it. Hey, Journey Trials and Joy, thanks for the super chat. He said, I saw the video of the cemetery there in the Philippines. Sad looking place. Part of me wants to fix all the homeless and poor kids, but I can't. Yeah, just do what you can, Journey Trials and Joy. But I'll tell you something about the cemeteries over here. There's somebody there every day, and they really take care of their cemetery. So they really honor their dead over here. As a matter of fact, All Saints Day was just Tuesday. Everything was shut down. It's like our Memorial Day. They just take it to a whole other level. They go to the cemetery, they clean the the vaults basically, because Filipinos, they bury their dead, something like in Louisiana, above ground, and they paint the vault, and they take food there, and it's like they're still alive, man. I've never seen anything like it. But I know what you're talking about. Some of the people that live in the cemeteries and stuff, you can't fix it though. You can't fix everything. So just do whatever you can. And like I said, you will know who to help. Dave Todd said, Calvin, you're always great answering touch and endless questions would come. Are you the one who asked me about, do I believe in reincarnation? No, that was David S. said that. Do I think that the soul dies? There's a man inside of me. You can hear his voice, believe it or not. There's somebody driving the train up here, and I don't know where they go when they die. Or can that die? The body, I know, can die. But can the soul die? This is a question I want to ask. W Secret Success says, I'm hearing that it's hard to find a working ATM in the Philippines. Come on, man. That's not true. I don't know who you watching. So you plan on being there while exchanging much money at the airport upon arrival. No, don't exchange the money at the airport right now. Not now. They're taking 4 pesos off the dollar at the airport. When you come to the airport, get about $50. That way you can pay the taxi, get you something to eat, and then go to the mall to save more. I tell you guys, Save More is the grocery store in SM. When you go there, they're going to have a customer service counter. You can send, you can get remittance there. You can exchange money. And they're only, it's 58.38 right now. Their exchange rate will be like 58. They're only taking like 0.4 off the dollar, off the exchange rate. And that's pretty good. But no, man, I don't know where you getting this information, W Secrets to Success. But that's not true. Do you see ATMs down a lot? Sometimes you do, but no. Oh, okay, it's an Aboriginal flag. Okay, from Australia. You'll love it. Cheers, big fella. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. No, I don't have a problem. Yeah, you're probably going to have to teach them. But no, they've got something they're doing on TikTok, but it's not really twerking. They just shoot it out there one time and whatever. Hey, Hybrid 711. Yeah, you definitely have to have a budget and stick to it. Because I learned a lesson a long time ago. When I spent that $7,000, when I got home, I was like, I thought it was supposed to be cheap in the Philippines. It is if you know what to do, if you know what to buy and all of that. But I didn't know. So I was living like I was living. I was making the same decisions, spending decisions here as I was there, and you can't do it. You're going to spend a whole lot more money than you have to. You don't need as much over here as you do over there. Just the BO2 said 1 million pesos are like what, $19,000? Yeah, right now. but that's a lot of money. See, it's like $1 million in America. I keep saying that over and over, but it's true. And they couldn't see me spending that kind of money. So I ended up nickeling and diming it, which is what a lot of us do because it's easy to do. Look, man, you got this beautiful woman with you. You over here, the sun is shining every day. You on these nice ass beaches. You don't, you lose your mind really, man. To be honest with you, especially the first time you come over here, you lose your damn mind. And you end up spending a lot more than what you planned on spending, man. I talked about it on the video yesterday. You're going to spend more money than you. That's why I say bring an extra $1,000. Really bring as much money as you can over here, as much as you can afford. And stay as long as you can the first time you come over here. Because it's never long enough and you never have enough money. Johnny Charles and Joy, thanks for that super chat. He says, I always believe you make peace with losing family by being there for them. I'm 38 and never lost anyone close to me except grandma, but she was in Ghana. Yeah, but human nature just takes us, we take people for granted. We act as if we're going to live to be 1,000 years old. Everybody does that. And no one ever thinks about their death, really. Sigmund Freud said that, and it's true. No, brother, I haven't. You ain't even contacted me since you got here. And then I had to go down here to Zamboanga, but I know you in town now. But yeah, man, I look at my email right now. You're not in there. I'm seeing right now. Yeah, you're not in my email. You're nowhere in my email. But you know where I am, man. I'm not going to let you down. You're going to be here for a while anyway. Once I get back, I'll be back one day next week. We'll hook up, man. You might as well, I might even go up to Angeles City with you, man. To be honest with you. Yeah, King Arthur, man, he lost his wife. And my heart goes out to the brother, man. He's a good guy. He lost his dog first, and his wife. And I guess that's another story, man. When you lose your wife, somebody you've been together that long. Well, it's open. I just I'm naive over here, man. I always like to see the good in people. He said, what's the story around your guest house lately? I look for the best in people, man. And sometimes that's being naive in 2022. So, I'm just going to vet you a little bit more. I'm going to take some pictures of, the only thing he really did that bugged me, well, two things. He wouldn't sign my wall, and that was like a red flag. I'm like, why wouldn't you sign the wall? You could just put your initials and say, well, I was here whenever. And then he tries to sneak out without me knowing. Other than that, though, but come on, guys. I mean, if you come inside them gates, I don't care, man. Just remember, when you come in there, that's a separate accommodations. It's your place for as long as you're there. But I mean, my family's right next door. I want to know who's sleeping next door. When Michael Gladney and brought his beautiful woman, they didn't have a problem with none of that, man. When Coach Jay came and he brought Jim, these guys are open and honest. Eric, Cherry didn't get to come over there, but Franz and, everybody that's come over there, Alan down in Orlando, Florida, they were real people, man. That's all I'm saying. I just want to know you're real. Well, I forgot to read this. Kashif says, exactly. I want to know what I'm spending my money on. Thankfully, my lady understands the value of money since she's OFW, so she helps me as an accountant a lot because not everything is a deal. It's not. And we think it is, Kashif. But don't give her the money to you manage the money. You give it to her to spend it, but you manage it because they're used to managing small amounts of money, and they're good at that. They're great at that. But when you give them more than that, like I did, I made that mistake before. I was like, that's okay. Just guide me. Show me what's a deal and what's not a deal. And Marilyn is good at that. She's good at that. Because when I first came here, when I spent that $7,000, see, she was so bashful that she didn't want to tell me, like, hey, you spending $70 on this hotel. There's one right down the street for $20 or whatever. Let's not eat over here. The food is better over here for half the price. See, Marilyn tell me that now, but when I first met my son's mother or any Filipino man, they're not going to tell you right away that stuff. Jay Thompson says, well, we are afraid of death for a reason. Enter the role for the only plane of existence that we know. The other possibility after death is based on pure faith. Yeah, and that's what William Shakespeare said. What little we know of death, life should be a paradise. Then why don't we live like that, J. Tom? Why don't we live like this is it? This is the end. There's nothing else. But we don't. We live as if, as soon as we die, we're going to float up there and some guy with a beard and robe is going to be waiting for us. And life's not even sacred, man. All these guys, man, getting killed here lately, man. But that's not going to happen. Every live stream, somebody tells me about that. I mean, why would the Philippines and China have a relationship that goes back thousands of years? There's no benefit in them taking over the Philippines. They already have a great working relationship with the Philippines right now. Believe it or not. The Ghost of Pennsylvania says, Calvin, and food prices gone up there a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Food, electricity's been higher. It's higher. It's nothing like what I was paying over there, but it's higher. But food, fuel, power, and that sort of thing, yeah, it's sky high. Every time, you remember I do the electronic community pantry giveaway every single Wednesday. I buy the same stuff. It started out as 1,000. Now I'm up to 1,300. Buying the same items. Man, that's 30%. Just went up. But a lot of the Filipinos, they don't shop in the grocery store. They'll go to the market. Golden Gate said, Calvin, they had a vlogger do a whole video on how bad Philippine ATMs were. I didn't fall for it. It's very exaggerated. Yeah, I don't know where they're getting the information. Well, I guess you could talk about anything over here. And I guess, you could twist anything to be true. Because I went in Ayala. We were staying right across the street from Ayala the last time we were in Cebu. And there was a line. I guess these were old ATMs because this mall is full of ATMs. But there was like 4 or 5 in a row that were just shut off and unplugged. They were probably old ATMs, but I don't know what the channel's talking about. I mean, I've been over here, man, for going, off and on for over 13 years, almost 4. Next month will be 4 years in a row. I've never had a problem with an ATM. Okay, so Yusuf says, what about 75 to 100,000 per month? Let's say 40,000 goes toward rent. With 25 to 60 be more than enough for today's inflation. Yeah, because see, hotels and stuff like that haven't went up. As a matter of fact, the Airbnbs that I frequent, they went down. Heidi's places actually went down. It's went way down. I think she dropped her prices something like 20%, believe it or not. Something, Now, this place where I'm staying now, for this to be Zamboanga, and it's $2,800 per night. I'm only going to be here a couple of nights. I got to find me somewhere else. I've been over here long enough to know that this is not a deal. I mean, you got a free breakfast. It's cold air, you got a comfortable bed and everything. I got in late. And that's why this is my go-to place when I get in Zamboanga late, because I don't want to be fooling around in Zamboanga at night. Even though the people are super nice here, you don't have a problem. But when you come in on that ship, whenever you around that port area, man, it can get kind of dicey around there. But yeah, that's plenty of money. It just depends on, over and over I say it, man. What's your lifestyle? What do you want to do? But a lot of these places, riding a bus, it's super affordable. But that food in the grocery store, chicken is just ridiculous. Chicken and pork. I mean, I don't know what's the limit. When the government has to step in a few times to stop them from raising the price. It's getting ridiculous, man. When I came here, believe it or not, chicken wings were like 169 per kilo. Remember, kilo's 2.5 pounds. Now it's like 236 for the same damn chicken. I mean, I don't mind paying more for something if I'm going to get more. It's the same argument I give with people about the damn post office. They keep raising the price of stamps, but their service doesn't get any better. And I'm like, I don't mind paying extra, but am I going to get better service? What am I getting for this money you keep raising up? Nothing. And that's the problem I have. I don't have a problem, people, but don't just raise it because you say all of the cost of doing business is going up. That's part of your business plan, supposedly. RC and Jax, thanks for that super chat. He said, what's up, Cal? We're staying in the U.S., saving until retired to Palawan in 36 months. House there is paid for. Wow. 10 acres working farm, and I'm still trying to bring no less than 400,000 cash. Wow. And live off the Social Security and farm. Save, fellas, don't rush. Man, that's a great plan you have. And there's guys who live like that over here, who have that sort of plan, and that's what I tell people all the time, have a plan. Don't just show up over here and thinking you're going to work some kind of magic. It's not going to happen. Any plan is better than no plan. I force myself to save over here. Lex 500 says, if you gifted a house to your Filipino, she died before you, do her surviving children inherit it? Do you have to repurchase or negotiate with them to get full control of the property again? But what I'm doing is that's hers now. And whatever she wants to do with it, my daughter is there. And you got to understand, man, when it comes to, I'm talking about real family. I'm not talking about aunties, uncles, and all that. I'm talking about sisters and brothers and all that over here. I don't see their family doing that. They're not going to fight over that. Her daughter will be 18 soon. Well, not next month, she'll be 17, so then 18. And she's very intelligent. She's very bright, and she loves her sisters. I don't think so. But the small lot that we bought in Toledo, when I get back, we're going to do the paperwork. She's going to lease that to me for 25 years. I'm going to have something anyway, eventually, out of the deal. But Marilyn, when I met her, she's just a super individual, really. She's worked hard, and I don't have a problem with that. That's not going to make or break me, giving her that, just something to say, here's for all your hard work over the years, because this woman works, man. And a lot of times she don't get paid, man, from the people that she's working for. Is that my problem? No, but that's the type. What's happened is the universe rewarded her by sending me her way. And now she's got a house, because the universe will pay you interest compounded upon interest. So the little money that she's left out there has gained interest over the years. The family has turned into a house and a lot. You may not believe it, and I'm not asking you to, but that's what happened with her. Momentum L said, hello, what's the average travel time Cebu to San Francisco to Cebu? I know Powell has a San Francisco to Manila. I think it's like 14 hours. So just add another hour on there. If it's a direct flight. Yeah, this is true. And that's what I said. Try it on first. Try it on first before you sell everything. Andy H says, I hope anybody wants to live in the Philippines, try the Philippines first. And I'll add something else to that. You don't have to live here forever. But I tell you what, living over here for a year or two, man, will change your life. And then you can make a decision. Remember, the earth is about 197 million square miles. Go somewhere else if you want to. You don't have to stay here forever. And I try to get that into my daughter's mind when, she was hesitant about working at McDonald's. I said, well, you don't have to work at McDonald's your whole damn life. Get that out of your mind. Work on a day at a time. She works at a daycare now. And it's the same thing about the Philippines. That's what they told me when they said, hey, you don't have to stop drinking for the rest of your life. Just stop drinking today. And that's what I tell guys, just come over here and enjoy the damn day. He said, who's divorced will never get married again. He said, I just contributed to my 1.2 billion retirement account. Wow. That's a lot. That's right. And I tell people all the time who get on my live stream and my comments, they say, oh, I've been to the Philippines, multiple times. Yeah, I said, yeah, but for 2 or 3 weeks a month, it's different than living here every single day. Because in your mind, you're going back in 3 weeks. There's no going back for a lot of us. I mean, we're here for the long haul. And yeah, it is a difference. But to say it's not for everybody, not living here, but a vacation, yeah, you can survive. You can do anything for 24 hours, man. And you just do that until it's time for you to go. That's what I look at it. I mean, we don't have to live here forever. You don't have to live like a Filipino over here and all of that. Everything is just so final in our minds. And that's one thing that we got to get out of the habit of doing. Nothing's final. Hey, Pumpkin Joe, he said, taking care of your family, present, and future was the right move, Cal. I know, man. I sleep good at night. I didn't get scammed. That's probably the best money I've ever spent over here. It is. Because the rest of it was just having a good time, man. And that's dangerous over here. That's dangerous over here. He says, my largest expense in the Philippines was electricity. What, were you living by yourself? He said, got to have that aircon. Yeah, because your woman is your greatest expense in the Philippines, period. Because even though you're not giving it to her directly, every damn you spent, you got to have her in mind. Hey, Craig Beach, what's going on, man? Aladdin said, what's up, God? How are you, man? I'm doing great. I'm excited, man, to see my son. I haven't seen him since June when we got his passport renewed. And just, I lose a lot of sleep over my son, believe it or not. Especially when, his mother messaged me and says, I asked him what he wants for Christmas. And he said, just to hug you. And I'm like, then why are you still over there? Why don't you come over here? It's just something, man, that just, you can't never really understand what's going on in people's minds. And so I just let it go. Because we used to argue about that, man. Haywood Robinson says, Calvin, the Dominican Republic is getting too expensive to live. There's a 28% sales tax. Wow. That's not including tips. Huh? What in the world is that? Will Rose said, hello, Cal. Been in the chat. Just came back from Caribbean cruise. Half the workers on the boat, Philippines. Yeah, they did a big push a couple of years ago. I was here when it happened, where they just were recruiting like crazy over here. Because remember, man, Filipinos, man, remember that I told y'all that a lot of times when they say all Filipinos are lazy and all that stuff, man, it's not true. They're some of the best workers, man. They're very loyal too. And when you give them a job opportunity like that, they'll take it and run with it. Because I've got a Facebook friend. He's Filipino. He's on one of those cruise ships. He's all over the United States, the Caribbean, and all of that. Because they make good workers, man, good loyal workers. And they'll appreciate that kind of money. See, that's why Filipinos have taken over the merchant marine industry. A lot of the merchant marines now are Filipino because they're going to work their ass off, man, and they're going to pay them less than they would have to pay me. And they're not going to complain. And they said, Calvin, I'm glad you do your channel because you're real. I'd love to meet you when I come over again to see my family. Man, it would be a pleasure, man. And I don't know how to be anything other than that. I was raised by a real mother. She didn't play, man. Yeah, I lose sleep because I know he needs his mother. That's why I lose sleep. And I know that his grandmother loves him like a son, and they really love him. But there's nothing like your mother's love. There's nothing like your parents' love. And he was used to a lifestyle when he was with me. And he just likes he loves the beaches. You know, if you go back on my channel, before I was Sunshine Shoulders, I was doing some videos, though, more like travel. We were in Boracay. And see, he loves that type of lifestyle. You know, he loves stuff like that. Wow, this is a lot of money. He says, I want to have a 15 to 20,000 monthly income coming in from dividends, my apartment, building rents, and online stores. I figure the quickest route is to build several more houses and sell them to buy dividend stocks. And you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Yeah, that's a whole lot. Yeah, see, and like I told you, my brother's a nurse, and you know, when he doesn't work in a hospital now, he works in a clinic. But he knows a lot of Filipino nurses. He said the USA has a lot of lazy workers. I think we're just entitled, man, over there. For some reason, we want to start at the top. That's why the first thing we ask is, well, how much are y'all paying? It's like, it's better than the zero you're earning right now. We don't understand the opportunity. You know, that's why when I was brought into the insurance business, it never commission didn't scare me because I had a little small business, a little home, work from home. It's called Calvin's Amazing Things. I was buying liquidations off of land and then reselling stuff out of the trunk of my car. So, you know, I had to get out there and get it anyway. I've always been like that. But a lot of people, they don't see the opportunity in themselves. There's no opportunity out there. The opportunity is within you. I believe either Og Mandino said that or W. Clement Stone. Somebody said it, and it's true. The opportunity's in here. If you don't believe in yourself, then what the hell you got going, man? You ain't got nothing coming. And I believed in myself when I started in my insurance business. My first manager, you know, he sees I'm from, you know, basically the hood. He was my family's insurance agent. He set a goal for me for $50,000, like that was really gonna blow my mind. He didn't realize I'd already been reading Napoleon Hill for like 3 years before I ever met him. Napoleon Hill said, don't ever let anybody set your goals for you. You set them, and you set them high. It's more like that, you know, shoot for the stars, you might hit the moon. shoot for the moon, you might hit some rocks, sort of thing. So he said it for 50,000. I said it for 80, but I didn't tell him. And I end up earning 82,000 my very first year in the insurance business. Only because I'd been reading that stuff. I love what John said, lazy work, because that's me. I used to work hard, but I'm in pre-retirement mode now. I don't blame you. I think at some point, you put in your dues, man, on a job. Golden Gate says you should do one of your motivational pieces, The Opportunities Within You, when you meet your son. I am, man. You know, it's funny, man, that you said that, man. You sending chills through me right now. I promise you. I was looking at some of my little motivational shorts I was doing today, and I need to do more because I like that kind of stuff. Just the reason I'm sitting here. That kind of stuff will work if you work it. But if you don't work it, it's just not going to work for you. It's going to work for somebody else. But you're right, Golden Gate. I'm going to do more of them. I was just right before my live stream. I was looking at that because that's the reason I'm here right now. I started to believe in myself. It's something which I didn't do, you know, growing up. I was always looking for the fix outside of me, the drugs, the alcohol, the jobs, the women. But when I learned that it all started in me, man, it clicked for me. It made sense. And when I started to believe that the things I wanted me, man, that's when my whole life changed. Visualizing and all that stuff, man, you can put it out there. It's crazy, man. Some stories I could tell you, man, but you wouldn't believe me. King Arthur, thanks for that super chaser. Calvin, just want to say to the guys that don't take your wife or girlfriend for granted. I can tell you firsthand, it's like a nightmare. I can't even, I'm speechless, King Arthur. I don't know what to tell you. When I was little, I always prayed that I would die before my mother. I never wanted to see that day. So, you know, you losing your wife, and y'all been together how many years? However many years, man. It's something, man. It is a nightmare. Hey, what's up, Sammy? He said, my own boom taku, y'all good evening to the other side. He said, I need one of those good quotes. Yeah, man, I live it, though. It's not a theory, man. You got to live it. You got to take some chances. You got to take some risks. And, you know, when you have nothing to lose, man, from trying and everything to gain is successful, by all means, try. That's why if I'm going to I made it up in my mind, you know, me and Merlin together, but before I met Merlin, that if I'm going to be turned down by a woman, she's going to be a fine-ass woman. It's going to be worth me with my chin dragging the ground when I walk back to my seat. I'm not just going to let any average woman, you know, make me look stupid. If you're going to turn me down, you're going to be Miss Argentina or Miss damn Puerto Rico. And that's how I look at it my whole life, man. I'm going to reach for the stars, man, because, you know, when you expect the best, the universe is going to reward you with that. That's why I'm not cheap to myself. He said, he's one of those Pop Smoke. I was reading about him yesterday, and that's why I say, you know, a lot of these young guys, man, they're just dying. This rap game has changed so much, man. And then when you get Kanye West, whole other story. When he gets up there, you know, and see, what I don't like about it is people know that he's telling the truth in a lot of what he's saying. I'm not talking about the hate and all that stuff, but I'm saying a lot of what he's saying is true, man. All you got to do is look it up, and you'll see who's profiting from this stuff. But what I don't like about the media is they'll twist it, they'll spin it, and you know they'll compare him to Hitler. Come on, man, give me a break. Ain't nothing like Hitler. And I just think that no one people have a monopoly on suffering, man. Hey, Robert. Hey, welcome, Daniel. He says, hey, man, I just joined. Love your channel. Thank you for giving us all the wisdom from the Philippines. Yeah, this is just my boots on the ground. Yeah, it's my perspective. That's all, man. But thank you so much, man. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, positivity and love to all today. Yeah. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, she has a younger sister, but you don't want to deal with her, man. She'll grind you up. She chews men up and spits them out. That's a fact, man. Haywood Robinson said, Calvin, in Atlanta and the metro surrounding area, companies are hiring and paying $15, $17 an hour. There's no taker plus sign-on bonus from $1,000 to $1,500. See, you know, what I don't understand, Haywood, is this. I was earning that in 1989. Why are they still paying that now? I don't get that. I was earning that. I worked at Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation in 1989, and I was earning $15.03 an hour. And now here it is, 2022. What is that? 33 years later, and they're paying $15 an hour. But I know what you're saying. I get it. But, you know, we're talking, what is this new generation called now? They're not millennials. They call it something else. It's crazy. They call it something else. They're soft, man. They're entitled. All they want to do is, you know. But I tell you what, they use this more than we did. We work from the neck down, and that's why we were so limited in what we could do and what we could have. They work from the neck up. So they don't want a $17 an hour job is not enough for them, and they're not going to save it anyway. And that's the key. W. Clement Stone said that until you develop the habit of saving, you're never going to be successful. How are you going to take advantage of the opportunity to come your way if you don't have the money to do it? You know, if you don't have the habit of saving. Oh, Gen Z says, yeah, wherever they are, man, they soft, man. My kids get on my nerves, man. My old kids, they're so smart, man. They're so intelligent, but they're lazy as hell. I mean, well, I don't want to really say lazy, but they have no focus. They can't keep a job. I'm like, all you have to do is be consistent. Just keep your damn job. I don't care how much you're earning. Save your money, but they don't want to do that. They want to go out and party all the damn time. And then they look up, you know, what's that story where the guy says, the girl comes to the old man and says, hey, you know, I want to be a doctor, but I don't want to spend 8 years in studies. And the guy says, well, in 8 years, whether you go through those studies, you know, whether you become a doctor or not, those 8 years are still going to pass. And that's sort of what I tell my kids, you know, that time is going to pass. So you're going to have to determine what you're going to do with the 8 years. Do you want to become a doctor, or do you just want to let the 8 years pass? Yeah, he said they're way too weak and lazy. Yeah, and then, you know, everybody wants to be a rapper and all that, but not everybody. But it's so too many of them want to do that. And the rap game is just so messed up right now, man. We need to cancel that. That's what we need to do. We're going to cancel something. Let's cancel that, man. It's too many people, man. I mean, we glorifying that foolishness, man. You know, if he says something like, you know, I got screwed over by Jewish businessmen with my record contract. What did he say wrong? You know, they know that Jewish people have been running the record industry since the 40s. So why are they mad about that? I don't get that. Now, when he talks that other stuff, yeah, I don't agree with that. But when he says that, he's telling the damn truth, man. Go look in the NBA. Go look in the NFL. Who owns these teams, man? You know, I'm just saying. I'm not talking hate. I'm just talking, that's facts, guys. The only non-Jewish commissioner in major sports is Goodell, Roger Goodell in the NFL. Before that, Tagliabue was Jewish. Man, they run stuff, man. I mean, I'm not hating on him, but what did he say that wasn't true? But I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying. Travian Seeger says, "You're in Manila. The girl I've been talking to is from Dubai." I'm not. I'm in Zamboanga at the moment. I live in Negros Occidental. Hey, Cedric Gals, thanks for that super chat. He said, "Keep sharing and telling the truth, big bro." Well, I appreciate it, man. Calvin, I agree, but I also disagree. He said, yes, was not a union worker. The man was a billionaire. He was part of the club and part of the problem. Are you talking about Ye? Was not a union worker? I mean, is that what you're saying? Ye? He's just talking about his existence up there. See, he has information that we're not privy to. He's talking with people. We don't have that access to the information he has. So it's really hard for me to say whether I disagree or agree with it because I don't have that information. And a lot of us don't have the information. That's what we don't have. He said a billionaire got nothing to complain about but his woman. Yeah, that's crazy. He said James Brown never made $1 billion. Yeah, but I bet the people behind James Brown did. It's just a fact, man, that there's powers to be, man. You can't hate them for it, but if somebody says that, you can't cancel them for that. Social media has corrupted the youth and future of many countries. Man, social media is something else, man. It's not just the social media, it's the tricks and stuff behind the social media that they're using to get all your information and they track you. And, man, they know everything about you. Well, I really don't know. I just know that you can own a condominium. You can own property over here. I really don't know, but that's something for a lawyer. And, you never really own the land anyway. I mean, we do that for our peace of mind. But if you don't pay taxes over in America on the land that you own, they're going to take it. You're going to lose it, right? He said, Council rap, hell to the no. I need my Drake, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, but see, that's not who's at the top of the game right now, W Secret to Success. Those guys they don't understand the new rap. Nobody's listening to that foolishness. Yeah, you can, if you want to go back to the 90s, yeah. But you out of touch too now. Shit. You talking about people like Lil Baby and this guys, you don't know the stuff they talking about, man. That's all they talking about. King Von, all them guys, man, they talking about murder and all of that they actually doing. He end up getting killed. Man, rap ain't what it used to be, man. Yeah, he should have never been counseled. I don't understand the council society. What are they going to do with the council society over there? What's the goal of that? Because you can't counsel genius. It's just like when people are talking about, yeah, well, we want reparations, which I agree. We deserve reparations. You gave everybody else reparations. But if it's going to be just money, we're going to end up right back in the situation we were in before. Because the billionaires are always going to be billionaires. The millionaires are always going to be millionaires. This is what makes you a millionaire, a billionaire, wealthy, or whatever it is. You make the money don't make you. So if they break Kanye, he's only going to recoup that money somewhere down the line. But I'm just saying, there's certain people that you cannot say anything about. See, American Jewish people, they don't speak. What I want to say, that's so arrogant that they think they speak for all Jewish people around the world, but they don't. They got the same American mentality that I don't like, man. But I'm not, then they'll call me anti-Semitic for saying that. Foolishness, man. James Wilson said they don't want to work anywhere there's a drug testing policy, even though they say that and only test if something happens. Yeah, they're going to test you if an accident, yeah. But I'm thinking that weed is supposed to be real, right? I mean, legal. That's why I wanted TJ on here today, but hell, now Eric. Hey, man, I apologize. He said they canceled Calvin. Now, the internet over here, so now I'm on my data. I'm on my data on my phone. Cheeto Chai, you're funny, man. Let's see what we got. He said the Sub-Zero froze the live stream. Yeah, they canceled me too, man. But I don't be hating on people, man, really. But facts is facts, man. That's just a fact. And that's okay. The live stream's back on. I'm working on the. Yeah, here I go. Let me get back on my laptop. It's both of them. Let me cut this out. Crazy. Yeah, sorry about that. He said, "You scared me, Cal." He said, "Yeah, weed is legal in a lot of states, but no drug marijuana policies on the job still apply." Yeah, that's a good that's a great point. Okay, he got a delayed flight. TJ did. Okay, was that because of the weather, TJ? He said, "Great picture and sound from your cell phone." Yeah, you one of them. Are you sure? What are you, W Secret to Success? Are you a Gen X? TJ said delayed flight in Bangkok was the first domino in a chain reaction that led me to falling asleep at 3. Apologies for bailing on you. No, man. There's nothing to apologize. He says, "Hey, Cal, I've been here 8 months. I love it on Mindanao." Yeah, I'm in Mindanao right now. What part of Mindanao are you on? Are you in, brother? I'm going to take my son to see the Black Adam movie today. He's going to enjoy that. John Gomez says, I dealt with the Hasidics in Williamsburg, New York for over 20 years. Some of the most corrupted individuals around, good and bad, crackheads and haters. Seen some with prostitutes also. Yeah, because we're all just human beings, man. The earth belongs to us all. But when you start taking away people's I was hoping this didn't happen, guys. Okay, he's near Bislick City. Yeah, that's one of the first places I went to outside of Cebu was Bislick City. It was a little place called Lewigan, but it was actually a barangay of Bislick City, now that I know. But it's right near Managoy. He said, don't hate, player. Now, y'all soft too. Gen X's is soft too, man. Yeah, speaking the truth will cause you more problems than anything. Yeah, especially when you get way up there like that. They want to, oh, yeah. Now, I've got pictures right now, Derek, on my phone of Tenayan Falls, a beautiful place, man. And I went back in 2009 when I met my buddy. One of the first, well, he was the first foreigner I met over, a guy named Kurt. He does good for himself. He owns a house in Davao, and he's got a big 35-acre spread in Colorado. But yeah, he's one of the first. I met him at the hotel I was staying, him and his wife, and I tell you, he's comical because he don't bite his tongue about the Philippines and stuff, man. It'll have you laughing. At the same time, I cringe because I was like, man, there's no way I would say that stuff around people. He says it loud and people can hear him, talks about the flies and stuff in the marketplace and all that. I don't think you come to a place as a guest and do that. It'd be like me coming to your house and talking about your furniture and you being hospitable and let me stay there. But I'm going to talk about the food and your wife is ugly and all of that. Tita Cha said, Calvin, my first message to you touched upon the conditions in America. I walked down many dark streets in Chicago, but the political situation here scares me to death. It does. We're supposed to be on the same team at the end of the day, but really, they split the country over there now. Gen X is the last man generation there is. Actually, it's split halfway. Either you are or you're not. I don't know. Who started all this stuff? It started with the baby boomers, and then it went from there. Hey, what's up, Don Ridgeway? I think it's my homeboy. He's on the golf course, man. TJ Johnson said, how much longer you going to be on? Give me 10, I could jump into the stream. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to be on for another hour. I want to hear about the weed game over in Thailand. I know you got a high-profile job. I don't want to get you in trouble, but we can talk man to man about some things. Because when I was there, they had just opened that up. I had the great opportunity. I was just so excited to be on Walking Street. The very first building when you walk through the gates, they got a big gate that says Walking Street and lights up here. It's a weed dispensary right there. And in my mind, I said, well, I stopped in there on the way out. But I never did, me and Mr. Lee. Yeah, I'm definitely a guest here. I want to always fit in and be welcome, And I'm going to tell you guys something, if anybody has a YouTube channel here or whatever, and if you consider this working, I'm working remotely from the Philippines. I don't work in the Philippines. I'm not employed by the Philippine government. I'm not employed by any Philippine company. I'm not working in the Philippines, guys. Remember now, that's a touchy subject because trolls and people try to say, oh, you can't work in the Philippines on a tourist. Well, if that's the case, then anybody comes over on vacation, they can't work remotely as long as they're in the country. That's foolishness. And it's foolishness. And that's why I just wanted to clear that up. If you consider YouTube as a job, then I'm working from the Philippines. I'm not working in the Philippines. I'm working remotely because Google's in America. Okay. I pay taxes in America, but He said, you said the J word, Cal. I said Jewish people, because there's a lot of Jewish people around the world, not just in America, not just in Israel, guys. But we're so closed-minded, we're being led around by the media over there. We don't read. We don't even try to find out anything on our own. Link says, are you considering writing a book this or next year? Yeah, that's a challenge to myself, but we don't read. Who's going to read it? If 57% of Americans never pick up another book once they get out of high school, who's going to read the damn thing? I'm just going to do it for myself. It's a challenge. It's to get me out of this funk I've been in. And that's what you have to do. You have to mix it up. King B. Stacker said, Mr. Calvin, great to see you live tonight, my friend. Yeah, I'm testing this Wi-Fi. I came on, I knew that I may have some problems. But I'm glad. The barber said, far as this, Kanye was not canceled. Yeah, not yet. But, they're trying to. If that was you or me, we'd be canceled. Hell, we'd be invisible by now. But I think he's got enough money. I think he's interesting enough. People keep giving him a platform. And they know that a lot of what he's saying, there's some truth in what he's saying, guys. Let's be honest about it. Now, all that hate stuff, because you got to understand, when you look at who's at the top of a lot of this stuff, man, it's Jewish people. So should they counsel me for saying that if it's the truth? I mean, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just telling you it's a fact. Look it up. One of the top lawyers in Louisville, Kentucky that everybody went to, even the celebrities, if they were coming through Louisville and they got in trouble, his name was Haddad. He was a Jewish guy. I mean, the top guys, man, in the banking and the finance industry and all of that, man. I mean, so what am I supposed to get counsel for that? He said, read your book to us in a live stream. And that's true. They got this audio book now. I'm a member of Audible because sometimes when I'm on ships and planes and stuff, I like to listen to books. But I would much rather read it. But this Will Smith book is really disappointing to me so far. It hasn't grabbed a hold of me like I thought it was. Will Smith, I still love and respect him as an actor and everything. But the book is so slow right now. And it doesn't get me enthusiastic about picking it up. It's not like, anybody ever heard of Teddy Pendergrass? He's got an autobiography. It's called Truly Blessed. It's talking about his life and his career, man. It grabs a hold of you pretty quick. All of them start out slow because they give you, context of their background, how they grew up and stuff. But then they take off. This man, he's still in this. He's got he's talking about his imagination and how it differed from other kids and other people. Motivation Echo said Andrew Tate has been counseled. Now he is more popular than before. Yeah, I think eventually people are going to start seeing the light, man. They're going to be like, why are y'all canceling these people? Some people, I don't even, imagine if we had the counsel game back then when we really needed it. Yeah, Park Duval, yeah. See, I met my wife. That's where me and my wife were living when our first daughter was born, Park Duval. And see, I didn't grow up in the project. My mother kept us out of the project. And when I met her, she had an apartment there, and I used to be scared to go there. But then once I, put a few joints in me, a few half pints of, bumpy face, I didn't care, man. I'd walk down 32nd and Young. It didn't bother me. But at one time, it was one of the most dangerous corners in the nation. But I didn't, it didn't bother me. And we lived there, let's see. And then they tore it down. And we moved to Beach Yakata. He said, I have YouTube music. I heard you sing a song. Yeah, I had a little setup when I was doing the pandemic. But now it won't work, because people say, you need a microphone. I got a microphone, but the damn thing won't work when I hook it up now. I don't know what happened. But if you just try to sing over here, Filipinos will fall in love with you, man. They'll go crazy over you. If you grab that mic at the karaoke and just sing anything, I don't care what you sound like. TJ Johnson says, I met a Jewish Filipino in the province once. Kind of wish I met her parents because I was very interested in the process. Remember, Judaism is a religion. It's not a race. They're not a race of people. It's just like Muslims. See, they're Filipinos first, and then they're Muslims because of the religion that they practice. Hey, Stylish over 60. Am I still on, guys? Because I'm only showing one bar over here. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can still see me. He says, I got to have lots of liquor in me doing in karaoke. Really, they're not really looking at you because Filipinos, they it's like a pastime to them. Anybody grab that mic. It's just like you joining in. Hey, thank y'all so much. I didn't really know. I only got one bar, and I wasn't for sure how this was going to work, but I tried it anyway. I appreciate it. Thanks. Well, hell, it's all Western style karaoke over here. I'm glad to see karaoke coming back in America. But in my neighborhood, man, it's like a contest, man. I mean, some of the old singers who used to be, popular, they'll grab that mic, man. It becomes a contest. But over here, it's not like that. Hell, I'd be scared to death to grab that mic in America. I mean, because they be throwing down, man. They got a little bar. The lady just died. It was called Seals. It was on 24th and Broadway. Man, I mean, some of the best singers probably in the whole state of Kentucky, man, they be there, man, on karaoke night. And it'd be there, they throwing down the gauntlet. And it would make regular people afraid to get on the damn mic. I'd be like, man, y'all have turned this into the damn singing contest. Yeah, you're right about that, TJ. He said, but it's a religion that has a fairly low rate of proselytization. Yeah, you're right. I don't see anybody knocking on the doors like the Jehovah's Witness. They've got every religion over here. Of course, they got the Mormons over here. They don't really knock on your door, but if they see you out, they'll stop and talk to you. Yeah, they're over here. Proselytizing. How do you pronounce that? He said, what's so popular for drinks for women over there? Hell, women drink beer over there. They love that Red Horse. They love that, what's they called? Emperador. He said, yes, sir. Karaoke is number one here in terms of entertainment. I tried for the first time while in person. I enjoyed it. In Jensen, I enjoyed it. Are you in Jensen, man? I'd like to go down there, man, while I'm here. But the logistics now is so messed up. It used to be when you were in Zamboanga City, you could catch the 2-go to General Santos. It's only like 8 hours. But I don't think they have it anymore. So now it's almost like a 24-hour bus ride if I were to try to go to General Santos from here. Yeah, he says San Miguel. Yeah, and then they like, um, well, you know, this new. If you go like to uh, IT Park, man, there's no telling what they're drinking. They're probably drinking everything that you're drinking. Certainly tequila, because at the meet and greet, that's what uh, the the engineer he came, and his son showed up later for some reason. Yeah, brought him the keys to the motorcycle, or whatever, and they had invited a couple of the guys over to drink some tequila. Yeah, please hit the like button, guys. Y'all know it helps me. But you know, Marilyn used to drink. She doesn't drink anymore now because her blood pressure's messing with her. But she used to drink the mules over here, that Smirnoff cooler, and it would tear her up, man. I tell you what. Yeah, they like the flavor beer too. Um, they got an apple beer over here that's real popular. Yeah, yeah, there it is, the mule, Stephen. That's what Marilyn used to drink. I mean, she be tore up. I could have my way with Marilyn just with two mules. I mean, she couldn't stand up. I mean, she'd be sloppy drunk. The first time I met her, well, not the first time, but one of the first times we met, we ended up, we had a condominium in Cebu. And Marilyn drank one beer, man, and she was tore up. And I thought she was joking, but she wasn't, man. Her system is weak. I thought she was playing, man, but she wasn't. Oh hell, the only one that was really drink. They drank the wine, but the only one that was really drinking was Saul. Saul, she was drinking everything. She was sloppy drunk. I mean, she was really drunk. She was shit faced because TJ bought some Aston Martin, some type of scotch, and they drank that. That had everybody topsy turvy, upside down. Then Franz bought Johnny Walker Black Label, Chivas Regal. Then I bought the beer and the wine. You know, you start mixing that stuff, man, you're gonna be in trouble, and that's what happened. Yeah, she was ripped, man. I mean, she was ripped. And you know, I'm gonna tell you something. If you know, you looking at the two girls on film, right? The one I forgot the one. What's her name? Is it Clara? I mean, she's a bombshell in person. You know, it shocked me when because I never saw them in person. I only see them on uh, on the video like everybody else does on the live streams and stuff. But in person, man, she's hot, man. I mean, really hot, man. She got a body and everything. You can't see that on camera. You see her in person, man. You're gonna be like, wow, really? Yeah, she's fine as hell, man. I was really shocked. I couldn't believe it was her. You see a little bit of it on the screen, but when I saw her in person, I was impressed. But yeah, my woman works out. I got a nice looking woman. That's why I can say that kind of stuff. See, when you got a woman, a good woman, man, that's all one of the advantages Yeah, I'm just gonna go with my phone for the rest of the time. I'm gonna do with my data, man. Just let it run until it goes out, because I'm not gonna fool with that uh, internet anymore. He said, "No, she pulled the internet cord on him." No, see, that's a good thing about having a good woman, man. You can look, man, and you can be, uh, you know, he said, "Rest in peace, Frank Haddad. My cousin and the associates made him a very rich man. He was the best in the business. You remember Steve Romance?" Yeah, but I was just saying about, you know, he was Jewish, man. He was the top lawyer uh, in the probably in the state for sure. TJ John says, she said, "I said no true talk on the stream unless you want these hands." Yeah, that's right, Maryland. She will not. She does not want me uh, talking about them, or she doesn't want me interviewing them. She said, "You're gonna get in trouble. Those trolls are gonna get after you again for having them girls on the channel." I'm like, fuck them trolls. Yeah. But see, Marilyn already told me, she said, it's okay for me to look, just don't start a relationship with nobody over here. And, I've been here long enough to know all it is, guys, you're going to get a different face. That's all you're going to get. You know, it's going to be hard for me to do any better than what I've got. Yeah, yeah, they humbled because we're afraid of beauty, man. Beauty intimidates us. And that's what happens to a lot of guys over here, but TJ got a fine ass woman. He really hit a home run, and he knows he did. He better not mess that up. If you mess that up, I'm gonna go upside your head with these hands. Because I think what you got comes along maybe once in a lifetime. You better keep that. Okay, Derek, take care, man. Appreciate it, man. I'd love to be down where you are. That Louisiana, man, they got a stretch of white sand beach. It rivals anything in the Philippines. But I was told that now they're starting to develop down there, which I knew wasn't going to be long. When I went there in 2009, I was like, wow, why isn't there any hotels and resorts down here? But it wasn't. But now somebody said it was. Yeah, I'm going to put these hands on you, man. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you something, TJ. This has become my favorite shirt over here. I'm going to wear it today when I take my son to the movie. This is the shirt you gave me. I think this is from Singapore, right? They like this shirt over here. I like the material. That's the type of material you need when you're over here. That dry fit material. This is dry fit. I got this from one of my subscribers. I think Emmanuel Finley sent me this. He says, "I'm not going to fumble the bag, big stupid, man. That is back on. I'm going to have to cut this internet off because otherwise it's going to mess up." But yeah, your woman's built like a sister, man. Your woman's built like a sister. But yeah, if anybody's interested, Miss Argentina 2020 and Miss Puerto Rico 2020 were married. Now, if that doesn't, I don't know what that says about the world today. They just took two beautiful women out of the mix. Yeah, dry fit is good. Yeah, and he said cotton for him. Over here, you're gonna sweat in that cotton. Man, see this now the internet's going off and on, and let me cut this damn internet off. Let me see if I can do it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Oh, okay, come on, TJ. I hope OG Fred's all right, man, because that's not like him, man. Normally, uh, he would, if he's not gonna be on, he'd tell me. I hope them old snakes didn't get under Fred's ear. Tell him that OG is not a compliment. I'm putting him down for calling him OG. You know, that's the type of stuff they do over here. Okay, he says probably net, probably Calvin happens a lot there. No, it only happens in these hotels, man. Okay. I've got great internet in my house. The PLDT, when it's on, uh, believe it or not, the only time it shuts down is if it's a big storm or something. He said 11 a.m. in the Philippines, 8 p.m. in California. Yeah, we're about 15 hours ahead, but you know what was crazy, I didn't realize how far ahead the Philippines is. Almost a full day from, hold on, man. No, can you just take my, yeah, just take this here. I'll keep that here. Thank you. Take care. Excuse me, can I get some more coffee? Sure. Sure. Oh, yeah, let me have 2 more. Sure. I'm gonna do both. One coffee.
Yes. Coffee. Sir, I will check the staff room, sir.
Yep, but I don't need towels. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Just leave it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, sorry. That was the housekeeping that came to, I got some more coffee. He said 1213 in Nova Scotia. Is that where you are, Yusuf? What W sequence of success? I know where you are. Y'all probably happy as a fag with a bag full of dicks right now since Dallas won yesterday. Oh yeah, Don. I Wi-Fi keeps switching because I'm using my data because I know. He actually uses a shaver, man. He gets my head just as clean as if he used a razor. But the problem here, when they use that razor, they go too, believe it or not, and I'm a bald man, but they still can cut you too low. I mean, because they'll keep rubbing like if you feel anything, they're going back over it. I don't like that. Oh, okay, that's where he lives. Wow, that's right. You're in Canada. I forgot. He said, not me, bro. Damn them Cowboys. Yeah. But believe it or not, though, I like when the Cowboys win because it makes the NFL more exciting. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but when the Cowboys win and it just makes the NFL seem more interesting. Believe it or not, you get more interest from the haters and, of course, the Dallas fans. I mean, I've never seen, other than the University of Kentucky fans, I've never seen anybody more devoted than Dallas Cowboy fans. They rival the University of Kentucky. Nobody's worse than the University of Kentucky. I'll argue with you about that, man. I mean, these people are really, they're fanatics, man. John, okay, a guy, and I'm from the coal mine country, state. So a guy gets off work and he's got his uniform on. Hold on. And, oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And he comes to the UK scrimmage with his coal man uniform on. He's got coal in his beard, and he got his little son with him. He said, "Man, I'm just rushing off work to come see the game," and it went viral. Not only did he go viral, but Calipari gave him VIP seats to the next game and all that. Man, see, that's how they're fanatics, man. He said, "Steelers for life." I used to be a big Cleveland Browns fan until they moved to Baltimore. Now it's like I don't even have a team now. The new Cleveland Browns. It's not, my heart is really in Baltimore. That's really where the Cleveland Browns are. They should have called them the Baltimore Browns. Then maybe I'd still had a team, because that's not the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland now. I don't know what that team is there. Cleveland Browns is in Baltimore. I hate when they move them like that, man. I'm out of the NFL for real. I just watch the highlights now, but me and my little brother, man, my mother used to get mad at us because, man, Cleveland Browns lose, we start crying, and then if it's a close game, we'll go into the bathroom and pray, and we used to do all kind of crazy stuff. But I'm not into sports like I used to be. Believe it or not, I used to be a big University of Louisville basketball fan. I don't even watch college basketball anymore. It's just more exciting over here. My life is much more exciting over here. I don't watch them games and stuff like that anymore. I used to. I used to be like as crazy as anybody else. If Louisville lost on a Friday, my whole weekend was destroyed. If they lost during the tournament, I didn't even watch the rest of the tournament. But yeah, we were going to have TJ on here, but hell, I don't see him. He said he was going to come on, but he's not here. I wanted to ask him about the weed, and because I was looking at a documentary on YouTube, and I hope the lady was joking, but hell, she said, I think she said 5 grams was like $100 or something. Is that a lie? I've been out of the game for almost 25 years. But hell, an ounce is only 28 grams. And hell, I know when I left, what was an ounce? When I was 14, I used to sell weed. But I was, you got to realize I'm 59 now, so that's 45 years ago. I could get a quarter pound for $140, and that was expensive. That was top grade marijuana. Okay, Yusuf, take care, man. Yeah, I got about 11 minutes, and I'm gonna get off too because I'm gonna cut it off early. I gotta get my head shaved, and I'm gonna go pick up my son and take him and everything like that. And then this whole internet keep jumping on and off, and now. He said millionaires. He said, what happened? I'm waiting in the queue and we're taking an early outtake. Oh, okay, here you are now. Well, this damn internet, man, is screwing up, TJ. Let me get you on here. There you go.
Yeah,
You
man.
on
I
here
was
now.
about to say, I didn't even get
Mic
to
check.
finish
Mic
typing that
check.
before it threw out. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. What's up, man? You back in the Philippines now?
Yeah, I'm here in Davao. Just adjusting. Like I said, I got in pretty late, so I didn't actually knock out till 3. Woke up. My housekeeper had been outside for like an hour waiting for us to wake up so she could come in and cook and stuff. So a little bit of a
Yeah.
stunted start to the day, but we're fat and happy now, so it's all good. Actually, I was
So
gonna
what
say about
was?
the this is the other
Let
one
me
real
ask you
quick.
something about the immigration coming into the country. What did you have to do this time?
Coming coming into Thailand or coming into Phil's this time?
No, coming to the Philippines when you came
Okay.
back.
Yeah, for one, the One Health Pass changed in the last month, which is wild because I just came back into the country on like mid-September. So there's a
Yeah,
different One Health Pass flow. That was a lot easier, thankfully. Came in via NAIA Terminal 1. Um, coming from NAIA Terminal 1, they basically had the same little split where you go off to, if you're OFW, you go in one line. If you're not, you have the little QR code, you go in the other one. They scanned it and they kept it pushing. There was no COVID checking outside of the One Health Pass and wanting to make sure that you had your qualifications with you. So it's actually sped up a lot in the last
yeah,
month or so.
yeah. So I mean, when you were uh, checking in Thailand, did the airline ask you for anything?
When I checked in Thailand, they
Yeah,
asked for the One Health Pass. They do
that
ask
was
for the
it.
One Health Pass, but that's it. That's all.
Wow, they didn't ask for your vaccine card.
I'm so used to showing the vaccine card that I don't even think about it when it happens. Yeah, they ask for the vaccine card, but that's about it. Yeah, I
Oh
spaced
yeah,
on that. It's like showing your ID at this point. I don't even think about it.
yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. Mike Dorsonville said, "What's up, Cal? You in Zamboanga right now?" I am. Yeah, I am. Um, he said, must be warm there." Oh yeah, it's warm here.
Yeah.
What's the temperature in the Val right now, TJ?
I'm not wearing my watch, but when I woke up, it was somewhere around 82, 83. Light rain.
Yeah, yeah. That's usually the norm. So well, let me ask you something about okay, now that you went to Thailand this time and the weed is wide open and everything, is it out in the open or do you have to go to the dispensary or something? How are they using it over there?
Okay, so I'm gonna frame that one up by explaining that I was here twice. This is the second time I've been here during legalization. The first time I was here, we were 3 weeks into legalization. Well, not here. I'm back home now. The second time was obviously 3 months and 3 weeks into the legalization process. So um, the first time I came, I would say I would argue Bangkok was maybe 4 to 5 years removed from what we had in California, um, 2 or 3 years removed from New York. To answer the question on the screen, by the way, only real top-notch five-star hotel here is D2. Your second choice is going to be like where I live, Aeon Towers. They have a staycation. Those are probably your two best bets as far as buildings go. Katia or Acacia is nice. It's a 4 star. Seta is nice. It's a 4 star. Anyway, got there the first time. They had just started opening dispensaries. The only place you get it is you go into a building, you would pay for it like you would in the States, and you would leave. I came back I was here 3 months in. Entirely, you would think that I'd been gone for 4 or 5 years. You literally go out into the Sukhumvit. For people that aren't familiar with Thailand, the closest thing I could say to Sukhumvit is maybe like Etcha, and that it's a humongous road. Except the Sukhumvit, the King's Road, stretches the majority of Thailand. Etcha is a little less so. Oh, cow left. Um, I guess I'll just power through. Uh, they're literally like in New York right
Okay,
now. New York
I'm
legalized.
strictly on
Yeah,
my I'm strictly on my data now, so we're not gonna have any more
gotcha.
problems. I cut that Wi-Fi out. Okay, now what about price? What about prices?
Prices are very comparable to dispensary prices in the states, particularly the high taxation states, California, Nevada, New York, where I think your entry level, like if you want some Thai weed, like Thai cannabis, like some cannabis is just like, the you would know, like you were saying, going back to the throwbacks, like some Thai stick, like they still make Thai stick in Thailand, for example. It's like your what we call
Yeah,
Regis or regular like mid-grade, lower mid-grade cannabis, and you can get that for about starts at around 200 baht to 250 baht a gram. So comparably speaking, I think right now you're getting what 1,000 or no 38 baht to $1 right now. So 380 baht to $10. So yeah, about maybe $6 or $7 a gram, and that's your regular schmegular. Like if you try hard enough and will it in your heart, or you haven't smoked since the BGs were actively touring, then you're in a position where you can get away with that. You're fine. For Western smokers, that's probably not going to be enough. And Western quality, and if we're being real here, Western imported cannabis generally leans on the larger end. Depends on where you are in the country. I was in Koh Samui, Chiang Mai, Pats, and Bangkok, and in all but Koh Samui, uh, the top end stuff usually topped out at around 900 to 1,000 a gram, which is to say that's pretty excessive. That's like right now in current exchange, it's about to 28, $24 to $28 a gram.
yeah.
So
Let me ask you: did you talk to anybody? I know I don't want you to answer this directly, but what did they say about the quality?
Uh, the quality, um, the quality is comparable right now on the low end and the high end to what you would find in the States. And the reasoning for that is Thailand just started 3 months ago, right? Legalized 3 months ago. They had dispensaries within 3 weeks. Now, as anybody that's gotten more than a D plus in math will tell you, it takes more than 3 weeks to grow a cannabis plant, from seed to flower, to much less seed to curing, which is the point at which you can actually like light it and smoke it. So where is that all coming from? I don't know. Well, the fact remains is that right now, the vast majority, I'm gonna anecdotally say 85% of all the cannabis in Thailand right now is imported. It's being externally brought in. And now we're getting into theories. I'm not trying to get tinfoil hatted or questioned by the Royal Thai Police next time I come in. But a big part of that is that the government, more or less, you can guarantee they talk to enough lobbyists that the government understands that there's not going to be an actual crop of cannabis
Yeah,
that was produced
but what
in the
I
country
want to
of
know
Thailand
is
until January.
is is it the bomb? That's what we want to know. Let's cut the crap.
Oh,
Is
what do
it
you
the
mean? I'm
bomb
trying to
over there?
explain. That's what I'm trying to explain. It's the same stuff you're getting at home right now because right now there's no such thing as a regular supply of Thai cannabis. So if you're playing for the high end, it's similar to the high end that you're seeing in California and New York. You're paying on the low end. I mean, then it's just Thai stuff, which is,
Well,
six
That
to
Mexican weed. When I the low end when I was smoking was the Mexican, that old harsh
oh
green stuff.
brick. You mean the shit you gotta like break down with a hammer or a blender? No, no, don't do
No, that
that.
old yeah. foolishness.
Nah, no, none of that, thankfully. I mean, I wouldn't argue that it's there somewhere, but realistically speaking, if you go to like a tourist oriented spot, what's wild is it's literally like it's gotten a lot like New York where they have like the ice cream trucks, like the converted ice cream trucks, like right out on the street. Like I was saying, like Sukhumvit, it's like Edsha. So imagine if down like Edsha or down, I'm trying to think of a bigger road in Cebu, but I'm blanking. Like that they just had little ice cream trucks set up where they're just selling weed out in the open, just straight up. Just walk out into the street, look to your left, there's an ice cream truck selling weed. Look to your right, ice cream truck selling weed.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, yo, shout
No,
out Sleeping in the Kitchen. I actually met bro while I was out there. Good ass dude.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. You're the one. This is the one you said you met.
Yeah. Real polite brother. I hope he has a fantastic time out there. He just got there. So he hasn't gotten the chance to enjoy the infrastructure quite yet, but I think he'll be just fine. But yeah, it's fire. We'll put it that way. I'm gonna to if you
Yeah.
want a pull quote, yes, it's they have fire out there. You're going to pay for it, however. You get what you pay for in Southeast Asia most of the time, and this is definitely one of those cases.
Yeah, I was watching something on Amsterdam on YouTube, and man, they got just the bomb and get on, and I guess you have to pay for them, pay a certain price, and you just
Internet slow.
you're on. And that's what made me think about Thailand. Thailand's not on that level yet.
Thailand is getting there so fast, though. You would be surprised. Like Thailand, I would argue, has a little bit over the states because in this gray area they have legalized consumption. You can go into a dispensary in Thailand and smoke weed. You cannot do that in New York. You cannot do that in California unless they have a separate license for a consumption lounge, which is rare and a giant pain. Can you use it in the streets? No. Technically speaking, in Thailand, well, legally, no. In Thailand, you're only supposed to be using it in a private area. They extended that to hotels to an extent. I stay, as Calvin likes to espouse, in mostly 5-star and occasionally 4-star hotels. I did not have a single problem the entire time I was in Thailand. I was staying like not to. I want them to invite me back. So I was staying at a very high end 5-star resort that's part of a larger international chain in Koh Samui, um, overlooking the water. You know, villa and all that stuff. And after day or two, I would just leave my stuff out on the table, and housekeeping would clean around it. And if anything got loose, they would neatly stack it back together. That's not happening even in Vegas. So they're definitely not farming everything. First real Thai crop. I've been talking to a lot of folks on the inside of the game, and yeah, first Thai crop should come around January. That's the amount of time you need. Of course, there are Thai crops out there. They're illegal ones, and they're in too small of a supply to support a legal need. They're growing black market quantities, and at the time, that's what people were asking for: small bits that you can hand off. Now, somebody, and you know what else is wild? Check this shit out. You can fly domestically with weed in Thailand. Like, blew my mind with no predetermined like cap. In California, like technically speaking, if you're flying from a recreational state to a recreational state in the states, and you keep it in your carry-on, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. That's very much like a gray area. That's because customs or not customs, TSA has no interest in raiding your stash. But in Thailand, you can legally, as long as it's in your checked luggage, carry cannabis with no predetermined upward limit within reason. Because again, right now, if you run a shop in Surin, which is, middle of nowhere Thailand, and you don't have growers up there and you have to buy from a wholesaler in Chiang Mai, how are you getting the cannabis from one place to another? So with that in mind, it's entirely legal to transport or cannabis within within Thailand by air. Wildest shit ever. Definitely thought I was gonna get arrested the entire time.
Yeah. What about the what kind of food was you eating over there? Did you try the Indian food, or you strictly Thai?
Oh, bro, I've been eating in. I You have to remember, I've been coming to Thailand for over a decade, so I almost have a routine a lot of the times these days. I like. I definitely go Thai. We went to night markets. I think like every night, except the first night that we were in Bangkok, and then we made sure to go to at least one night market everywhere except Koh Samui, where we really just kind of chilled at the house. And yeah, I eat everything. I have fried chicken. I like Japanese. There's a huge Japanese presence in Thailand, so you can get like some incredible Japanese food there. So a lot of that. My girlfriend really likes KBBQ, so we always try to throw a KBBQ or a yakiniku restaurant in the mix. So, but throw a little Western in there, a little Chinese, but mostly Thai. 60% Thai.
Yeah. Let me ask you, since you is it a letdown when you come from Thailand to the Philippines? What do you get like? Oh man, I gotta go back to the Philippines. Or do you get, or is it like you know a one to one type of thing? It's like I'm just going from one nice place to another.
I mean, I'm a traveler by heart, man. For me, it's I like any. I'm sad to leave any place that's not the United States. You know what I mean? Like every place I've been, debatably Malaysia. Malaysia was kind of on the fence, but even the place we were staying in Malaysia was really nice, and that kind of evened it out. But like, it's very rare that I'm excited to leave a country. Sometimes if I've been in the Philippines for way too long and I'm starting to get like jaded and sullen, then I'll be a little happy to go home. And then after 2 days in the States, I'll be like, made a mistake. But outside of that, I'm always excited to get to the next part. For me, the one thing that's obviously sad is that it's very, very ultra illegal to smoke here in the Philippines. So, that's the main thing. But prior to legalization, no, it's a switch. Like we've talked about offline. It's a mixture of pros and cons, and it's really which pros you're most looking forward to at the moment.
Yeah, because some of the videos you were showing me, man, you was like you was back in the States or back in the West somewhere.
Yeah, I
A lot
I
of the
really.
videos you
Oh
were
yeah.
showing on Facebook.
Yeah, no, hey man, I try to when I vacation, I try to be on vacation. I'm not always, that's the straight line of that, and it's definitely more expensive than living like the super low key lifestyle out here, but it's still noticeably cheaper than New York or San Francisco living. Like even a Manila, Bangkok, or to a lesser extent a Chiang Mai, Cebu, Davao. Like even if you're living that Western, it's if you're living a Western lifestyle, it's just still a lot more affordable to do it. And I think that
Do
makes
you
things a little
listen?
bit easier on me.
Do you listen to rap?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, who's at the top of the rap right now? Because W Secrets of Success, he was like talking about Drake and Snoop, and I forgot who else he said, but they're not at the top anymore, right? Who's at the top right now?
I mean, bro, I'm washed. I'm not like, unfortunately, 33 is like an old man in rap years. So, like, for
Oh,
me,
okay.
like, generational for me is like that generation of like Kendrick, Drake, Kanye, Future. Like, those are kind of like that rappers of my era. If you're a little younger than me and you feel like it's, King Von or Lil Durk or even some of these there are some rapper I know I'm starting to get there because sometimes like a rapper will die and I'll be like before
Yeah.
Takeoff from Amigos, who is same generation as me, before Takeoff passed away, there was another rapper and he had all sorts of tributes and people were hitting him with all these rest in pieces. I'm desperately Googling to find out who the fuck this person is because I have no idea why like the rap world is shaken up. So I would say any of the Gen Z rappers, I'm not gonna be wildly familiar with unless they're like super popular. Like Jack Harlow or again, King Von, these younger cats like Tiza Korean, like
Little
there are a lot of
Baby, all of that.
Lil Baby slash and or Dub Baby are both, I would say, like more like the end of they're kind of like the end of millennial rap. I'm a millennial. I know we were doing the whole tribalist generational culture war thingy earlier, but I'm a millennial. So for me, I'm right at the I I was alive to remember Pac being shot, but I was not old enough to be out here doing all the stuff that Pac was telling you to do in his videos. So like for me, it's a weird place to be in because this is like the first generation or two where like I'm not sure if you ever heard of this. Double XL puts out this thing every year called it's freshman tent or I forget exactly what it's called. But anyway, they put out a new freshman list every year. And like the last year's freshman list came out and it was the first time as an adult I recognized 0% of the people on the list. Like I thought they were making up some of the names. Like there's this cat named Nardo Wick. I swore I thought it was a troll name or that it was like I was reading a parody, but he's like one of the hottest rappers in the game right now. Who knew? Not me.
Well, I think the media, anytime somebody gets killed, he's a rapper. And I'm like, I'm with you. I'm like, I gotta Google these guys. I'm like, well, who is this? I've never heard of him. And they said, rapper such and such. Everybody's little this and little that now. They don't have like the
Yeah.
Wu Tang. Everybody doesn't have their little this and little that. I'm like, well, hell, everybody that gets killed, if you black, you're a rapper. I don't know what the whole motive is behind that, but
I feel like there are a lot of aspiring rappers out there, and that does it. And another thing is that rappers don't have like A&Rs and agents like directly in their ears anymore, telling them like, "Hey, just rap about doing all this gangster shit. Like, you don't actually have to go do it." Like a lot of these cats are getting like pop doing shit like you don't need to do when you're a millionaire. Again, XXX Tentacion got killed because he was flexing, like showing off a bunch of money that he had on him when he was alone, like by himself. Don't do that. Like Takeoff is a wildly successful multimillionaire who had a long future in front of him. Shot at a dice game in Houston. You're a millionaire. Why are you getting shot at a dice game in Houston? Like and Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was running around with a lot less people on hand than he should have been, and unfortunately got caught lacking. Like I don't know. A lot of these cats, nobody was there to tell them, hey, you don't actually have to do a lot of this wild shit in your music. Like, it's okay. And as a result, I feel like a lot of black rappers are dying at an alarmingly increased rate to even the West Coast, East Coast feuds. Like, you remember back in the 90s when it was all West Coast this, East Coast that? People thought somebody was about to get shot every third Thursday. Did not happen like that. Why? Those people have lawyers that they listen to. Because rap has changed. Because now you don't need a record label behind you, like to start out. You just start out as just a ratchet little hood kid, and if you got good bars or good beats, you can make it without any of that. But without that comes the apparatus of the system. You don't have an A&R telling you what to put out, what not to put out. You don't have a publicist. You don't have those aren't things that are happening, and as a result, you got cats out here making extremely poorly informed decisions with a far larger global reach than they had 10, 20 years ago. And that leads to motherfuckers getting shot.
Let me ask you, I don't know if I've ever asked you on the live stream, and this is for my viewers because I want to ask you, how did you meet your girlfriend?
Tinder.
Tinder?
I was in the house. I was on quarantine because this is last summer, so I came over on the travel ban exemption. I had to stay in the house for 14 days, 10 of them in Manila, and then four more here in Davao. And I was just going absolutely insane with boredom in the house. I was playing around on Tinder. I was switching to different radius. I eventually agreed on less than 1 kilometer, like the lowest possible search radius you could put. I was just out here copying and pasting the same message. Oh, hey, it looks like you're near a Breeza Mall. I live near here too. Hey, do you want to grab like a drink or something? Because I found direct action. You can't play with them. You can't do the. It's like you're always saying. You can't be like, oh yeah, I want to come over and do this. So oh yeah, I want to get there and do that. The easiest thing that works is, yo, I'm here right now. You trying to pull up? You want to get something to eat or get something to drink? Um, maybe like 20% clip effectiveness because girls were scared of the pandemic. They're like, I don't want to go outside. There's 9 checkpoints between where you live and where I live. Da da. And yeah, I was launching it. My girlfriend, a similar thing. I think she said she was like every 25th no, she would go right or she'd go left 25 times and then right one, then left 25 times and then right one. And statistically speaking, I just happened to be the right one. You see what I did there? Anyway, yeah, and we chatted uh, for a few days, and then she worked down the street from where I live. I eventually made plans to meet up with her because she's works in a BPO, so she had a really weird schedule. I had a really weird schedule. We ended up linking up, and yeah, at first it was just one of those things where she's like, I'm not really into foreigners, I don't really do the online dating thing or whatever, but also bored because we were all trapped inside the pandemic, and we ended up chatting it up for a while and just kind of developed, and turned into like a thing. It kind of took a very Western kind of thing where it's
Yeah.
like sort of dating, then sort of unofficial, then sort of official, and then like official.
Did you do y'all get any stares or you know
Yeah, bro,
when
I
you're
get stares
together?
by myself, like, and she gets
Yeah, well,
stares
you
by
know what I
herself.
mean, because
So imagine
I
both of
mean
us.
when you're together, because you're a lot bigger than her, and even me, I get stares
Oh
with
yeah, I'm sure
Maryland.
a lot of people are wondering how does it fit, like when we're walking down the street in the Philippines. I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
only if you're a height difference thing, that's almost a knee jerk as far as what people think. But yeah, I get stares. I'm used to that though. Like any girl I've ever dated in the Philippines, you get stares. Because I'm an exceptionally dark, relatively tall. I'm not tall. I wouldn't say tall. I'm definitely taller than the average Filipino height. I'm 5'10", but like it's very noticeable to see me, walking around with somebody that's 4 to 10 inches shorter than I am. So yeah, yeah, definitely get stairs. Do I
yeah.
worry about it?
I'm,
No.
I'm, I'm basically asking these questions, for the people
Yeah,
out here. They've never been here before, and they. I want to try to give them an idea of what to expect because one thing you get stared down here, like you said, even if you're by yourself, that's one of the first things that I noticed. I was uncomfortable with it at first. I mean, when I first came over here, they will stare at you. I'm not talking about look and look away. They will stare even when you're eating, and I was uncomfortable with it at first. But now I know what to do. A guy told me what to do. He said, when people stare at you over here, look down at their feet. Now, why he said that, I don't know, but it works. So anybody out there, when you come over here and you see them staring at you, look down at their feet and they'll stop.
I acknowledge it. I let them stare. If they stare, sometimes I'll give them a wink or just an eyebrow raise and be like, yeah, It it works exactly how you think it's working. And just keep it pushing. Like obviously not the verbal part, but like just acknowledge just a little. hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, it happens, and I get what you mean. Because in the states, generally, if somebody's staring at you, there's some sort of animosity or increased confusion around it, and especially again, I'm from California. I live in New York. My knee jerk reaction is like, "Yo, what the fuck are you looking at?" But you can't be like that outside of America because a lot of the time it's curiosity. And I learned that studying abroad in Japan because people would stare at me like crazy. And it was just like they've seen 3.5 black people their entire lives. So yes, this is a little bit of a moment for them. And once you get used to it, it really is something that just kind of happens in the background.
Yeah. So is Tinder, is that a viable dating option? Because like I said, it looks like you found you a pretty good gem in all of it. Is that something that because I'd never been on Tinder when I was searching, it was always Filipina this, Filipino Cupid that, you know, dating Asia
Yeah,
and all that. It never even occurred to me to get on Tinder.
yeah, I understandable. I think it's again that starts to become a generational thing. I think the the Filipino Cupid type apps or like Date in Asia stuff, that's very much like the asynchronous kind of forum posting where I post and then maybe you'll post a couple hours later, and then maybe I'll post a day or so after that, where it's very much like a wait and see sort of thing. Whereas Tinder is very much instantaneous. Like Tinder can be like we just said, where it's like a wait and see thing, or Tinder could be like a, oh, we match, let's start chatting right now, and then you get it popping off. What you have to understand is that like any other dating app or dating, you take a lot of L's on the way. I took a lot of losses. Like I didn't just open the app one day and run up on a Mika. That's like coming to Vegas your first day, putting 2 quarters in the slot and hitting a jackpot. Like most people
Yeah,
that hit the jackpot
yeah.
take a lot of losses beforehand. You pull the lever and you get a lot of womp womp noises. And I am no different. Whether it was in Manila or here or back home, you take, as long as you're a patient person. If you're a type of person that doesn't handle rejection well, then Tinder is bad for you because you're getting micro rejected when people don't swipe back. There are a lot of opportunities for rejection in Tinder, whereas in like those dating apps, you just kind of get ghosted. A girl just stops responding to your messages, and you're like, oh well, move on. Like it's a little easier to notice like after the fact. It's
Yeah. I tried to warn people on a video that, your first relationship probably not going to work, whatever relationship it is. The first woman you meet over is probably not going to be the one. Everybody
maybe
has to
not
take a
adjusted.
lot of L's if that's what you consider a L, a loss. I know I went through my share of women over here because really you don't know what to expect. You really don't know what a good woman is over here until you
Mhm.
deal with a few of
Exactly. The thing is, you've been down so bad in the States, like that you come over here, it's like you have to readjust. You need time to recalibrate. That's why I put it. You know how dudes do the 1 through 10 scale? Your 1 through 10 scale doesn't work the same in every country. So like I even said, like when I first started studying abroad in Japan, I first got to Japan and every Japanese girl I thought was like the most beautiful girl ever. Because I didn't really have a frame of reference. After a couple of weeks, you start noticing a little more imperfections. After a couple of months, you can start to point out the red flags. By month 3 or 4, I could sit on campus and kind of pick out and be like, oh, all right, I see. That's why she's not popular. That's why she is. That's why she's considered cute. That's why she's not. And it just takes time for you to calibrate. Like anything, humans humans are fine as long as we have time to acclimate, and that's what it is. Your first couple relationships in the Philippines are gonna be like a bolt out of the blue because you literally never experienced anything like that. Let's say 9 times out of 10 people coming over here for the first time. So you don't know how to react. You don't know what the cultural expectations are. You don't know like what things might set her off that wouldn't set somebody off at home, or what shit you're trying to apologize for here that she's like, what are you worried about? Like it takes a couple times to figure it out, unless you just find someone who's extremely patient or has dealt with a lot of foreigners before you, and you're okay with like figuring that out for yourself. But I think 9 times out of 10, it's like, yeah, those first couple ones they're trial runs, man. You're testing the tires in the car. Make sure you won't crash into a wall when the real thing happens.
them. Yeah, let me ask you, you're young compared to most guys who come over here. Does money still matter? Because a lot of guys they think, oh well, I'm young, I'm that, but money still matters, does it?
Well, I've been to every continent except Antarctica and Australia. It matters everywhere, regardless of age.
Is that
Even
an
if you,
expectation? Is that an expectation? Okay.
I don't know. For me, yeah, money is definitely, it's always going to be an expectation to some extent. Because even if, let's say, you're a younger dude, if there are two younger dudes that she's talking to, is she going to talk to the one that's broke, or is she going to talk to the one that can, provide a bit more? Because the other thing is hierarchy of needs. The needs are different here.
Right. I'm just saying as a foreign. I'm saying as a foreigner, is that one of the expectations that Filipinos have? Well, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
whether you old or young, right?
yeah. I mean, you can't, you could, like,
Yeah.
if, here's the
Okay.
thing. no matter how young or charming you are, there's somebody in the Philippines that roughly hits that same criteria. If I came over here first at 25. You think there weren't other 25? Wait, yeah, so that checks out. 25, 24. You think there were other, Filipinos in that range? If there wasn't any money there, even if she only liked foreigners, maybe she's only into foreigners. You think there aren't foreigners in Manila that have more money than other foreigners? If you're a like you gotta look at it her way. If you're a Filipino and you see two types of girls walking around with foreigners, one type are walking around and they look happy and they have money. The other type are on, the jeepney with their foreigner and is like dirty San Miguel singlet while he's complaining about, life here, how expensive things are. She sees both of those realities. Which one do you think she wants? Like,
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the point across because a lot of guys, they think that only old guys are over. They're looking at us like, well, I'm young, I'm nice looking, I got a good job. She's going to want me for me. And I'm trying to dispel that myth. Money still matters if you're 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. Money still matters over here. And it's just part of the game. It matters everywhere, but see, we're in the Philippines. And for some reason, people think that, oh, well, I'm nice looking, I'm this, I'm that. I can do more over there than what an old man can do. And I'm just saying, you're wrong, man. Evidently, you haven't been over here for any considerable period of time. Because I don't care how old you are, they know what a foreigner can do. They know what a foreigner, the opportunity that come along with being with a foreigner. They're not stupid. These women aren't from outer space, man. For some reason, we think they are.
and not to throw anybody under the bus, but like Filipinas talk. Like especially in a Filipinas dating foreigners, they're definitely talk. So again, I'm gonna put this out here as generically as possible so nobody feels we're embarrassed. I know a Filipina. There was a foreign cat that was interested in her. Um, he made that known enough that like Filipinas that were also dating foreigners were aware of that. And I guess previously he had been a bit cheap, mac in the previous in some previous relationships. That made its way to the Filipino he was interested in, and she suddenly wasn't interested back. Like
Yeah,
your actions have consequences no matter where you go. But in a society that relies so much on like information spreading peer to peer, like people getting information directly from another person, like here, it'll bite you on the ass, and you can definitely get a reputation. You can, I think in Thailand they call it being a cheap Charlie, but like, yeah, if you're out
yeah,
here being stingy, how are you going to be a provider if you're out here arguing with the trite guy over whether it should be a 45 peso ride or a 40 peso ride? Like there are certain battles that make sense and then some that don't, and a lot of people like think that money is going to smooth out a lot of their problems, and while it doesn't, it sure as hell is a lot better than not having any, right? Like you're just limiting yourself. Like it's not to say that somebody can't come over here and be young and have a job or over and get a girlfriend, but I think the expectation is that, oh yeah, I'm 25, I got a good job by American standards, I'm gonna have my pick of the litter. No, no, you will not, because there's other folks out there in the running, and your list of credentials might not match up, especially if there's somebody out here that's retired and can provide for her 24/7 or consistently versus you where you're back and forth. And when you're 24, 25, she also thinks there's a better chance you're out here playing around, that you're out here trying to deal with somebody else on the low. So I think there's also like there are pros and cons to both sides, like most things in life. But I think
yeah,
age
yeah.
in the Philippines brings an assumption of reliability, and reliability is extremely important to Filipinos.
Absolutely, because from their mouth, they want somebody that can stay over here. I can come over here frequently. A 25-year-old more than likely is not going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
But anyway,
warrior.
um, I'm going to tell you this: being a good man has its benefits too. Meaning, when you treat your Filipino good, people are watching. Just like you said, they talk, they see that you're treating how good you're treating that woman, and you get a lot of play from that. See, I've turned a lot of women down, politely and indirectly. They'll come on to you, man, because they see what you're doing for your woman. And they're like, oh, this is a good guy right here. Maybe I've got a chance at him. That pays benefits, guys. So it pays to take good care of your woman over here.
Definitely.
Okay.
Not saying to be, unfaithful, but just definitely
No,
saying
no,
if you're the type of person that likes options, you're definitely limiting them by not being a good person.
yeah, you're gonna end up uh, having a precarious life over here when you do that, man. Because the Philippines is spread out as it is, with that Facebook and everything, it gets pretty small, and pretty soon you're gonna run into some trouble doing that. But this guy says a lot of anywhere on this planet is looking for opportunities via a ring or cash. Don't fool yourself otherwise. Yeah, but see, here's what y'all got to understand. We're in the Philippines. Our subject matter is about the Philippines. We're not talking about everywhere else, because every place that you go has its own reputation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't lump everybody into the same basket and say, oh, this works everywhere. This is how they thinking everywhere. No, that's not true. And the barbers, you ought to know better than that. We're in the Philippines. People are interested in what goes on over here, and because it looks easier than it is, believe it or not. And being easy is part of the trap. Okay, that's part of the trap. Okay, oh, I am, but the trap, because once you get them and then you get comfortable, they get comfortable. Different person. Hey, VV Focus, thanks for that super chat. Say, you brothers are spitting game. Here's something for the collection plate. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Lonnie Franklin said, good morning, Cal and panel. Back in the States, I had a good time in the Philippines. Calvin, I know I didn't get a chance to meet you because of the bad weather, but I'll be back in March. Okay, brother. When are you?
Yo,
You're supposed to be leaving you're leaving pretty soon, TJ?
7th. I'm leaving the 7th. I'll be back. I haven't booked yet, but mid-December. Gotta go home, see the family. My sister had her first kid, first kid out of the immediate family. So gotta go do Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. And then I'm actually trying to figure out how much of my stuff I should start bringing here. So yeah, I got a little bit of figuring out to do, but I'll be leaving on the 7th, and I'll be gone for like a month and a half.
Yeah. But thank you, man, for joining me on the humble, man. I got to get over here because I've got to go pick up my son.
Word. Yeah, man.
We're going to the movies today. I haven't seen him since get my head shaved. I want to thank everybody for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Anything you want to say before you get off here, TJ? Any advice on the dating, on living, where to live, how to live over here? Anything that these guys can grab a hold to that's going to help them over here?
Now I know we have slightly different lifestyle philosophies, but for me, I'll throw this one out here. Don't come over here with the intent to just survive. I get a lot of questions personally and like secondhand there. Hey man, is X amount of money enough to live over here? Is $1,000 a month, enough to live over here? Yes, it's enough to survive, right? Like, so if you come to a place and you're barely hanging on, it's not vacationing, it's surviving. So when you come out here, unless you're coming to move permanently, try to
Yeah.
budget to what you think would make it comfortable. What would make it feel like a vacation? Don't try to, micromanage and say, okay, as soon as I got 1,500 in my plane ticket, I'm gonna go out there because that's enough. Because you might find out that's not the case. Get enough to make sure that you're going to be comfortable when you're here, and that makes everything so much easier. A lot of those little headaches or little, verbal fender benders that you might run into the first, second, third time in the Philippines, money smooths all that over, man. All of it. So, money and politeness. Don't be a dick either. So yeah, bring enough to survive.
Yeah,
Don't be a dick. That's all I got.
that's a great point about bring enough to be comfortable. I have enough where it's comfortable. And see, what happens is I did a video on that. It's called The Dark Side of the Philippines. And I was talking about some of the reasons why retirees, they bypass the Philippines as a retirement destination because of the cost of living. Because what they figured out, they said, well, in order for me to live over there comfortably, I'm going to need about $2,000 per month. I have other options closer to home where I can live off $2,000 a month, because they hear all the same things about, oh, you can live on $1,000 a month over here. Yeah, but how well are you going to live? Are you going to be comfortable over here with that? See, so that's what I said. I knew that I could be comfortable with my lifestyle with $1,500 per month. I knew that before I ever came over here. All right, but my lifestyle is not yours. But that comfortable is the key word. You don't want to come over here, man, barely making it.
It's not fun.
Feel like you're on
Why
a
come
permanent
all the way
vacation.
across the world to struggle?
Yeah, you know, because I'm on a permanent vacation now. And if I ever get to a point where I'm just barely making it over here, I would probably go home. I wouldn't be 8,000 miles from home scrapping and scraping by. I'm not going to do
All right,
that.
man. Don't let me find you in no little bamboo shack in the middle of Negros Oriental.
Well, that's already, you know, that's the reason why I built that house. And then I'm getting ready to, I'm saving my money now to build a little house over in Toledo, which, you know, is going to be my ace in the hole if anything goes wrong. My just in case. See? Because if nothing else, I'm going to have a place to stay. You know, as long as I got a place to stay and food to eat, I'm going to be okay. But I don't want to hang on, TJ. That's a great point. I don't want that. I'd rather go home, man. So thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks again, TJ. Maybe when you get back, man, we could hook up or something, because it used to be I could come to see you in 8 hours. But now, if I was to get on the bus, it would take me 24 hours to get to Davao. I'm not ready to do that. Or I'd have to fly all the way to Cebu. Yeah. I'd have to fly all the way to Cebu and then fly to Davao and all that. See, I'm not ready to do that. So next time, we'll hook up again, man. So everybody stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see y'all next time.